So Easter morning, the resurrection, it invites us into a broader vision of reality. Because it cracks open what we as human beings can't see, what we can't control, and what we can't measure. The resurrection reveals something of God, and it draws us beyond our current way of being. Mary Magdalene runs to the tomb, filled with grief, assuming the finality of death. And the disciples, they hide in fear, grasping to that which they thought they knew. And in the midst of all of this, the resurrected Christ appears and changes everything, overturning assumptions and bringing about something entirely new. Jesus does not return to his former life. He does not pick up his broken body. He does not come back to prove his rightness. And he doesn't use his new position to lord it over his enemies. The resurrection is above all of this temporal stuff. The resurrection exists beyond human control, beyond human desire, beyond our grasp, and it offers us a new way of being. St. Paul calls Jesus the first fruit, the first product of a seed that has fallen into the ground and died. Now the word first indicates that there are more to come. That's us. This resurrection is not for Jesus alone. It is for us also. The resurrection is both the beginning of our faith and the finality of it. It's the beginning of our faith because it pulls us. Who doesn't want to go to heaven after you die? Who doesn't want to keep living? That's one of the biggest reasons people come to church, is so that they'll live after they die. It's also the finality of our faith. Jesus promises us, I am going to prepare a place for you, and where I'm going, you will come. But more than just the beginning of our faith and the end of our faith, the resurrection is the transformative power that walks with us on our journey of faith. I hear amen. Woo! I love it. Bring me more of those. Resurrection is a living reality. It is the power of new life in our life now. When we think of Easter, we think of new life. We think of chickens, chickies, and bunnies, and buds, and eggs. All of these new lives let go of a shell or an outer casing. They become something. And we, like all of these manifestations of new life, are called to metamorpho, to transfigure, to break out of our shell, of our flesh, to recognize the more glorious, mature inner life that lies within. This is the promise of resurrection, the promise to walk with the living Christ. Albert Einstein once said, and you've heard me say this before, it's one of my favorite quotes, that we can't solve a problem with the same consciousness that causes it. But the resurrection is above human consciousness. It is beyond our ability to grasp or control. We can't own it, and yet we can receive it. Mary waited in the garden. She waited in stillness and silence. She contemplated, she wondered, she questioned. And it was in that moment that she heard her name called, spoken with love. It was in that moment of spiritual longing, of spiritual connection, that she experienced the risen Christ. And it is so for us today also. Christ calls our name in love. He calls to each one of us. The sad story is that sometimes we're just too busy. Sometimes we're too distracted. And sometimes we just don't know how to listen. Mary, the first apostle, the first person to see and witness the living Christ, teaches us this morning to enter into the garden, to stay there, to be still, to ponder, to contemplate, to pray. When we are alone in the presence of the risen Christ, we too will hear our name spoken in love. We too will experience the empowering presence of the living Christ. We too will experience a knowing of a life that calls to us from beyond, empowering us to love one another. The resurrection is a moment in time that eternity breaks in, where that which is eternal breaks into that which is temporal. The key is that we have to recognize it. We have to receive it. We know that God is everywhere, that God is around us all the time. But do we take the time to receive it, to recognize it? And here's the good news. Resurrection isn't just for them. It's for now. It's not just for there. It's for here. The resurrection is not just a hope and a solution for the problem of death. It is the presence and the power of transformation that we are called to recognize and receive. It is a reality that we are called to enter, to experience, and to allow to transform us. The resurrection is a living, eternal reality unfolding in space now. This is our Easter invitation. Not to just believe in resurrection as something that happened, but to live into resurrection as something that is happening. The empty tomb, it stands as a promise and as a challenge. It calls us to become something different, a new creation. The resurrection is the hope of us evolving spiritually, calling us to a new life, an abundant life for all people. So hear the good news. Christ is risen, not only then, but now. Not only for the world, but for you. Calling your name, meeting you in this moment, inviting you beyond your certainties and your fears into something different, into a morning, into a beautiful garden, into a sacred time where death does not have the final word. And there, in something that you cannot control, but you can only receive, you will hear your name, and you will know God, and you will be known. Christ is risen, alive, present, and calling to each of us today. May we, like Mary, recognize and receive him. Amen.